Now, with that brief transition or transitional examination of the pathway to promise, I want to move to the objectives of this second session here. What we want to try to accomplish is, one, we want to understand character as the foundation of a promise-driven leader. We also want to understand the impact on your career of that character can have. And then further, we want to understand the history and the power of resiliency. And then we want to review those things that may subtract or detract from your character. In other words, character challenges that you may have. And then finally, we want to close by looking at how do we close some of the gaps in our character. And with that, just know that hopefully we will come away from this with ways and means to build our character. We're going to look at the essentialness of integrity to character, and I believe it's going to be a learning experience. And you will remember at last session we looked at the tripartite nature of the human being, spirit, mind, and body. We are all three and constantly moving back and forth simultaneously, interplaying between each other. And we also said that the strongest part of the human condition is the spirit, and that tends to be paradoxically the part that we pay least amount of attention to. We give more attention to our bodies, by going to the gym, setting aside time for physical fitness and exercise and aerobics, and we want to build muscle, we want to look fit, all of which is good, but we don't give the commensurate time to the building and the strengthening of our spirit, which at the bottom line will be more important and more impactful on your life than your body will, especially in times of crunch and crises. You need to have a strong spirit, and that's what this is about. And so we will explore some ways and means that you can do just that. Now, and so as we move further into an important piece of the review, remember the 7 basic traits or qualities of a promise-driven leader. Number one is commitment to the Creator, or commitment to a higher agenda, or commitment to something that's bigger than yourself. That's very, very important, because it speaks to the human desire to reach beyond ourselves. It speaks to the human desire to make a difference, if you will, to make life better and to make our time here on earth even more worthwhile. Number two, the second major trait or quality of a promise-driven leader is being connected to others. Connection is extremely important, because we are social creatures, and the more connected we are, in fact, studies show the more healthy we are. And I'm talking about fundamentally, physiologically more well off, to the degree that we have a lot of social contacts with people here on earth. The third trait of a promise-driven leader is they are considerate of others. It's one thing to be connected, it's another thing to be considerate. And consideration requires time and preparation. For example, teammates on the same team, Chicago Bulls, the Atlanta Hawks, they are on the same team, they are connected on the same team in the same game, but they may not be considerate of each other. That's why they have a coach, in order to enhance that connection, which comes about through the creation of consideration. And another more down home example is marriage. Marriage creates a connection between two people, but are they considerate of each other? Now, consideration will keep them together. A marriage may bring them together, but consideration will keep them together. And so promise-driven leaders are considerate of the people that they serve. Number 4, promise-driven leaders are compassionate towards others. This means that they are kind by nature. They're driven to be just simply to be nice to people. People love it when people are nice to them. And it's always a warm feeling, and it generates energy when people are nice one to another. And then number 5, the 5th characteristic is being confident. Confident in the cause. Confident in your calling to make a difference. Number 6, the 6th trait of a promise-driven leader is being conscientious. That is, paying attention to detail. Anxious about, maybe anxious is not the best word, but being excited about crossing all T's and dotting I's. Having excellence as your brand. And number 7, the 7th C or trait of a promise-driven leader is being complimentary, encouraging others. And notice the focus throughout these traits of a promise-driven leaders. Notice the focus on others. Connected to others, considerate of others, compassionate towards others, being complimentary of others, always being positive towards others. There is this tremendous focus on others. And it speaks to the fact that promise-driven leaders are selfless people to the degree of even personal sacrifice. Which is why they have to be so strong spiritually. And remember, if we go back to that triangle of spirit, mind, and body, as I said earlier, we tend to pay more attention to our bodies and the growth and development of it, and to our minds and the growth and development of our intellect, our mindset, and our thinking, than we do of our spirit, where things like our intuition, our imagination, revelation, vision reside. These, having a strong spirit will take you further than any one of these others individually. And having a strong spirit in combination with a strong mind and a strong body, well, then you're talking about the maximization of the human condition. And that, of course, is what being promise-driven is all about. And so from here, we're going to move into exactly what is character.